Hello everyone. I just shared a video of myself talking, I don't know, it was probably last year's video or something. And I shared it because it was just very relevant. It was about triggers and how you can get through some of the phases, I guess, of healing and trauma, and how it's so good to feel like you're basically on the other side of it and maybe not fresh out of it, but enough years had passed where, I was learning a lot of coping skills and I was learning how to face the things that triggered me, like the music or the smells. And I was just living intentionally trying to get myself through those triggering things. And it was just very, very ironic that like the day or so after I shared the video and I watched it, I watched the whole thing myself, and I was like, those are good points. And I was just really thankful for the growth and thankful that I'm learning so much. And then the next day, which was yesterday, I was doing good. I had to go to work. I had watched the documentary series Friday night and Saturday night, and then Sunday morning got up early, and it was a 9-hour shift. And I was feeling pretty good. I was not really triggered about anything. I watched the series and I was really sad for all my friends being on there, and the new friends, just because I met them through the documentary series. I hadn't known some of them before, and then a couple of them were from high school or childhood. And I was doing pretty good. I wasn't super anxious or anything, and I wasn't really triggered about anything. I was just yeah, I've got this, and we're doing this and it's exciting. And I was more just excited that the word was getting out. And then I go to work and maybe I was a little more sensitive than usual, but I had this issue with a couple of men being angry. And I won't mention any names, but long story short, I all of a sudden felt very out of control. And I'm at the end of my shift. It's in the last hour. And, I had been there for almost 9 hours. And I work at the service desk at Menards. And it is all about people pleasing. All about it. And my nature is to please people. It is to make people happy all day long. And I really care about my position. I care about my job. And I take it seriously, and I really try to be empathetic with people. And I am mostly just trying to keep people from being angry all day. And a lot of it is men, and they're large men and just intimidating men. Okay. And with my past and my past trauma, I get very nervous and I get very scared. So I try to laugh a lot off. I try to make it chill and make it happy, to kind of combat that feeling of being scared and intimidated. And for the most part, I think I've been doing a pretty good job. But yesterday, out of nowhere, it's just very ironic that I made and shared that video. And I watched it and I was like, yay, go me for coping and not being triggered. And I had the worst and most embarrassing panic attack right at work, at the front desk at Menards. And so I just wanted to tell you, panic attacks they feel very scary because you're not doing it on purpose. I didn't start crying on purpose. I just I started talking to one of my team members and I asked them to get help because I could feel myself losing control and I could feel myself breathing really funny, and it's a very weird kind of eerie floaty feeling where you're I'm not in control of anything I'm doing right now. I can't stop my panicky feeling. I was losing it. And it is very scary and embarrassing. So just know that even though you can feel so much better and so much, stronger, and you've learned so many coping skills, sometimes your emotions just creep up and you lose it. And that's okay. The point of this video is that I did have a panic attack right at work. It's on camera, it's recorded, audio and everything. I am absolutely humiliated. And so when I came home, I had finally calmed down and stuff, but I had to be brave for the kids. My kids know nothing about it. I had to be hey, I did warn them hey, I might be a little cranky tonight. I'm really tired. And it was a long day at work, just to give, in case I lose it again or just feel out of control. But when I lay down at night, as soon as I closed my eyes, I thought I was okay, I'm fine. I'm over this. It's fine. I closed my eyes and all of a sudden that breathing came back, and I just felt very I literally was scared of my own panic attack. I got scared of it laying down at night, oh no, it's coming back, because it just had happened a couple hours before that. And so I was it's a very scary feeling. So all that to say, panic attacks are very scary. But I just had made another video before this that hopefully you'll see sometime. I was talking about how, like, you know, feelings are real and you need to listen to your body. And so a panic attack, to me, I want to start looking at it like it's just my body trying to tell me that something is not okay. And so after I take a few minutes of the panic and the funny breathing and the absolute snot fest of crying happens, like once the initial act of that is happening, I can start to think of like, well, why is this happening? And you can realize that you're actually okay. Like when you're having a panic attack, you're actually fine. You're not dying. You know, I mean, if you are, obviously call 911. Because sometimes people can't really tell, like the symptoms of a panic attack feel very much like you're dying and you feel like you're having a heart attack or you feel like just something is so wrong. But once you realize like what a panic attack feels like, you kind of know and you know the symptoms. So maybe your first one, yeah, sure. If you need to go to the hospital, go to the hospital. But once you kind of learn your body, you know like what it is. And it's kind of like a certain stomach ache, you know what it is. So if you knew like you were just having a panic attack, they do feel very serious. It's almost harder to watch someone have one because it feels very scary because you don't know how to help them and they're just breathing all weird and it can be really scary. So I'm not saying like do what your doctor says. Like you can always ask, you know, a professional what you should do in yours. But with mine, I'm just going to choose to kind of allow my body to go through this because I know I'm not dying. I know that my body needs to get something out. Like maybe I was just pushing down all those feelings from all the documentary stuff because I was trying to be really strong and I was like, I ain't falling apart. Like I'm fine. Like I'm good. I'm Gucci. And I could kind of feel myself like compartmentalizing all of the things, you know, that's coming up, all of the memories and things like that. And just watching your friends go through this, something like so horrible. And some of the stories, I'm not going to lie, I didn't want to hear it. I mean, like I wanted to watch, but I have a very hard time with one of the girls' stories. The girls' home ones, like they like crush my soul. Like I have such a harder time hearing those stories because that wasn't my experience, and I just like can't fathom that someone could be that horrible. I can't fathom that someone could treat children like that or teenagers. I don't care. Like I have a it's just like, and not in a selfish, like I'm not trying to be selfish, like I don't want to hear a story. I just physically, like I get so scared of that. I am so scared of like being tortured or so scared of like being trapped in a situation and I'm so scared of like something happening to my kids. I think since I'm a mom now, I get so much more scared about that stuff of like a kid being trapped in a room for hours or they can't go to the bathroom or they can't eat. Like I just that stuff, like emotionally, I think I was like just like, okay, shove it down, don't think about it, like I can't. It's so hard. So anyways, not to make it about me, but I'm just saying, like, triggers can just happen randomly and it's so out of your control. Even like I said, like I made that video back in April and I have only had like a few panic attacks here and there since then, but it was just ironic that I'm like, yeah, I'm like getting so much better, but then boom, it happens out of nowhere and you just don't expect it. So it's okay. I guess that's my point. I don't know what my point is. I just thought it was very interesting, and how you think, you know, you're fine and then sometimes you're not fine. But it's okay to not be fine. Like it's okay to have those feelings. It's okay that your body's just telling you like, hey, you got to let this out. So I really needed to just vent the stuff out that was bothering me. And you know, once your panic attack like starts to calm down, then really make sure that you take steps to talk out whatever was the trigger, you know, whatever was the thing that was bothering you so much. Really talk it out. If there's no one to talk to at that moment, write it all down just to like release that out of your body, and then do something that's really healing, like take a long bath, light some candles, do something that, you know, oh, maybe it feels selfish because like you're a mom or you're a college student or you're whatever, that you don't think you have time for yourself. But if you're having panic attacks, you know, you want to address the reasons why and try to get all those buried feelings out, because like I said, you want to listen to your body, you want to address what's bothering your body and your soul and make it better. Because I think like panic attacks are just so scary, and then it almost makes it worse because we're so scared of them. So instead, just be like, okay, body, what are you trying to tell me? And then let yourself cry, let yourself scream and cry it all out, because you will most likely feel a lot better. Because like after a few minutes, I just started talking through it, and you know, one of my bosses was like, just take a deep breath. And it was almost like I didn't want to take a deep breath. Like I just need to like talk it out. So, but I mean, it did help. It was so sweet. And I really appreciated her for helping me through that because it was very, very embarrassing and awkward. And oh my God. And it's going to live forever in the Menards abyss of cameras. And I was just ugly crying everywhere and like everything just dripping out of me. So yeah, we are all just on the struggle bus together of surviving this crazy world and surviving the crazy abuse stories that have happened to all of us. And yeah, we're in this together. So just know that you are very brave and you can do this. And yeah, you got this.